girlies, let me find a good place to set you guys down because I need to sit. Look at my mug today. It is a Rae Dunn mug, and normally I would say I am not a big fan of Rae Dunn. In fact, you could probably even call me a Rae Dunn hater, but they really got me with the 3D Snoopy on here. Plus, I really do feel like I deserve to treat myself because I just sewed like 25 book sleeves, and I also crocheted some Kindle sleeves, and today we're going to be packing all of that. You don't know me, my name is Mary Ellen. I run a small bookish business called Lucky Rodeo, and I hope this video inspires you to be a little creative today. 1 week ago, I opened my very own website, and it was so exciting, but I did not film any of that process because it was also extremely overwhelming. Not only was I working on the aesthetics of my website and how it looks and how it works functionally, but I was also trying to heavily market my grand opening and trying to get a bunch of people to sign up for my emailing list for my website. And on top of that, I decided that I was going to do a big drop for my grand opening, of course. Saying all that back now, I think I am a little bit crazy because that is a lot to do. Luckily, I actually got some help with a lot of those things this time around. I'm super happy with how the website launch went. I did sell out of everything within like 2 hours or so, and I would call that pretty successful. So let me show you all the products that we're packing today. These are all my medium book sleeves. I think I have like 10 in here. And then these are all of my large book sleeves. I also have a couple that didn't fit in this bin because they're so big. And then lastly, I have a couple of crocheted Kindle sleeves. This one's my favorite one. It sold first. So we have a lot of packing to do today. I think I also have a couple of bookmark orders that I need to catch up on from Etsy. So I hope I can get to those ones. I did set my Etsy lead times to be a little bit longer. I think once I get all of these things shipped out, I will probably set my Etsy ship times to be a little bit faster. My dog is handing me a toy right now because she is bored. So I just passed the 1-year mark of running my small business, which feels really wild to say. When I was getting started, all I had was about $200 and a printer I already owned, and needless to say, I have learned so much since then. Getting my business up and running was such a slow process, and I knew it would be, especially because I was doing everything solo. But opening my online store showed me that I don't have to do everything by myself. As small business owners, we take on so many different roles, from brand design to order fulfillment, even product testing, and it can be a lot to manage for just one person. As I was planning the launch of my online store, I knew I needed all the support I could get, so I leaned on my friends and other creatives, and their help has honestly been so game-changing. So take this as your sign to reach out for support if you need it. If you're trying to build a sustainable business, there is absolutely nothing better that you can do than creating and finding a good support system, not just for your business, but also for yourself. So I am running into all kinds of issues today. First of all, I realized that I didn't have my PayPal stuff set up. So I spent a really long time trying to set that up. I have like 1 or 2 orders where they did pay using PayPal. I definitely don't want to be caught in a situation where I've already packed and shipped out the order and then for some reason the payment just doesn't want to go through. So I'm just gonna hold off on those. I've packed a couple of orders at this point and I have run out of tissue paper. That's how I do all of my book sleeves, my Kindle sleeves. I am probably going to have to head to the store to grab some tissue paper. Normally I would probably just like leave this off the list of things to do, but I'm gonna have to head to the store anyways because I realized that these mailers that I have, they are just big enough for my large book sleeves. And I have multiple orders where people ordered a large book sleeve plus some other things. So I'm gonna go and see if I can find some bigger mailers or just some boxes. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to find anything because that will just stress me out even more. I don't need another problem to deal with. Anyways, we need to get cracking because the day is just flying by. good news is I didn't have to stop at multiple places. Walmart actually had everything I needed. I got boxes, I got some tissue paper, and I also got some packing tape because I don't think I have any, or at least I can't find the packing tape that I used to have. So at this point, I think it's time for me to just put some headphones on and lock in and get the rest of these orders all packed up. What time is it right now? It's like 1:40 right now. So I think if I lock in, I can definitely get this done and head to the post office before it closes. So that's the goal now. Whether you're short on time, money, or supplies, it does not mean you have to sacrifice creativity or your brand image. I've had to get crafty more than a few times, but that's part of the fun too. You can still create really special packaging without spending a ton of money. You just have to get a little crafty and work with what you have. I love making my packages feel like friendly little gifts, and that's part of the magic of small business. You get to add your touch in everything you put out, even within your constraints. I always say that I like to make my packages feel as if you are getting a gift from a friend. Really feel like I perfected my packaging game when it comes to Kindle sleeves, book sleeves, all of those kinds of things. I just print off these little stickers with my thermal label printer, so they're really inexpensive, and I just designed these myself on Canva. What really makes it feel like a gift, I feel like, is the little bow that I put on top. I just use some cotton yarn that I got at Walmart. Super inexpensive way to really spruce up your packaging. And of course, I also write the customer's name on my thank you card. I get all of my thank you cards and these little freebie bookmarks / business cards printed with Vistaprint. And if you're also a small business owner that is looking for some printing needs, I would highly recommend Vistaprint. They are so awesome. Just to be transparent, I am a Vistaprint ambassador, but I've been using Vistaprint even before I became a part of the Vistaprint collective. So just a little tip for some of you small business folks, if you are looking to free up some of your time. I know how it is printing all of your own business cards and all of your own thank you cards. I used to do that too before Vistaprint came into the picture for me. And honestly, it's such a time saver. It's so worth it. I would highly recommend. Very, very close to being done. Let me show you what's going on in here. Here is my big pile of stuff. These boxes worked out well for the people that ordered 2 things. And then I have 4 more orders. 2 of them are singles, and these 2 both have 3 in them. So I'm a little bit scared that it's going to be a little too snug in this box. I'm crossing my fingers that these will fit in the boxes that I got, because I really don't want to go and buy more. And we are kind of cutting it close to the cutoff time. I think the post office closes at like 5:30 today. I hope it's 5:30, because if it's 5, that's gonna be a little too close. Because I do want to film these 2 orders that are a little bit bigger for Reels and for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Good morning. Today I have an iced coffee. I know this cup is a little bit too fall-like, but in this house we do celebrate summerween, so by my standards, I'm completely on theme. I took all those packages to the post office and I started scanning them at the self-help service kiosk, and this guy was waiting for me to finish and I was taking forever. I felt so bad. Anyways, I wanted to take a moment to talk about what I think is the biggest lesson that I've learned in this entire small business journey that I've been on in this past year. I feel like I constantly hear this saying that goes, "I'm not afraid to be seen trying." And I think that that is a great motto to live by, but I think what goes along with that is not being afraid to be seen failing. Failure is so scary, but I feel like as a small business owner, you have to be able to constantly adapt and change. And you also have to know that you're not always going to get everything right, and that's okay. A failed project does not mean that you lost. It most of the time means that you've actually learned something that you wouldn't have otherwise learned anyway. When I think about the projects that I've tried and failed at, I can always think of a new skill that I've gained, some confidence that I've gained in doing a specific task that maybe I haven't done before. So there's always something to take away from a failed project. And on top of that, that failure might just be the reason that your next project succeeds. So don't be afraid to keep tweaking and keep learning and keep growing. And definitely don't be afraid to grow and fail out loud. Sharing your story and sharing your failures just makes you a lot more relatable. And I think it gives people more of a reason to be invested in your story. At the end of the day, I think people really do love to support small businesses because they feel like they know the person behind the business. And it feels so much more rewarding to support a person than it does to support a business. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you made it to the end, oh my gosh, I love you. And please leave me a cardboard box emoji to let me know that you made it this far. And I'd love to know what you are working on for your small business down below in the comments as well. And if you want more cozy small business videos like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for the next one. I would love to have you on this little corner of the internet, and I will see you in the next video.